Hey everyone, this is Carrie with Bayou Mandala. Welcome back to my channel again. I thought for fun today we would paint this little ornament. I had some leftover paint from some coasters that I did for my husband. It's part of the Baton Rouge Mustangers and they're having a silent auction. So I made some coasters for him to use for that and figured I would do something with this leftover paint that I had. So these little ornaments come from Amazon. I put the link down in the description for you. They're nice because they're flat. You can paint on either side. The only thing is you have to kind of find the center of it, and sometimes that can be a little tricky. So if you want to, you can kind of eyeball it. You probably can get pretty close to center if you do that. I happen to have just this small little stencil from Happy Dotting Company, and I kind of just put it on there and kind of found out where the edge of the ornament was and kind of made sure that it was at least semi centered on there, and then I just drew my center kind of guide mark right there. I'm not going to use this stencil for the actual painting, but it worked really well to find the center for this ornament. So what I am going to use is this Happy Dotting Company 6 segment stencil right here, and I'm just going to line up that center mark where I drew the center mark on the ornament, and then I'm going to just kind of mark all these little areas here. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's art. If art was perfect, it wouldn't be done by humans. How's y'all's week going so far? It's only Tuesday for me. I guess it depends on what day you're watching. I'm going to do these little lines out here too. Probably won't go out that far on the ornament, but just draw them on there just in case. All right, so now we have our guidelines. The colors that I'm going to be using today are light buttermilk, and these are all Deco Art Americana paints. And I just heard some disturbing news today that Hobby Lobby is going to stop selling the Deco Art Americana paint, which is a bummer because they sell their paints for like 98 cents a bottle, and through Deco Art it's like almost $3 a bottle. So kind of bummed out about that. So if I were you, I would go stock up on paints at Hobby Lobby while you can. So again, light buttermilk, gingham blue, I'm just gonna, I don't even know how to pronounce that first part. Alizarin crimson, probably butchered that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Tuscan red. And then I used this Prussian blue on the coasters. It's kind of dark on the black background. If you want to use a little bit lighter of a dark blue than that, feel free. I already have it out, so I'm just going to use it. And then I might use some of this Tulip puff paint. My center dots and accents will be this champagne gold color, and this is closer to that champagne gold than some of the other dimensional paint that I have, so I'm going to be using that. All right, so now that we have our center dot, oh, I wanted to show you these too. So these are super pretty. These little crystals right here, they're kind of faceted. Really, really pretty. I think they'll sparkle a lot on this ornament. These came from Thoughtful Dots. I will put her link down in there. Her shop is back open again. She was closed for maternity leave, but she opened up her shop back, I guess, the beginning of the week. So I'll give you the link for those. And also, I'll be using her dotting tools. And so I will also link those down in the description. She has these on her Etsy site as well as her paintbrushes. But I'm going to be using the Jerry Q paintbrushes for this project. All right, so we're going to do our center dot first. So we're going to go in with our champagne gold, and I'm going to use a fairly large dotting tool. These are Happy Dotting Company dotting tools. I will list those in the description below as well. I think I'm going to go in with I'm going to use a 14, and I'm just going to kind of dip it into the paint here. All right, we're just going to go in with that center dot and hope for the best. It's always kind of hit or miss if your center dot's going to come out good or not. This one doesn't look too bad. So I don't really want that big mound right there, so I'm just going to kind of take the end of any instrument, doesn't really matter which one it is, and kind of just swoosh it around. Kind of even it out a little bit. Looks good. So I was thinking, I had an idea. Sitting here trying to fill in empty space while we paint, come up with things to talk about. I was wondering if y'all might like to do like a book discussion. I am an avid reader and don't really have anybody to talk to about the books that I read. So I was wondering if we could start like maybe a book club and painting. Just an idea, throw it out there. Let me know what you think. I think it would be fun. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. There's a book that you would like to read or whatever. Right now I am reading Quicksilver. Callie Hart is the author, and she has her second book in the series, Brimstone, is coming out November 18th, so I'm trying to get this one read before the other one comes out. So if y'all want to discuss it, I would love to do that. So right now I'm going in with the light buttermilk and a number 1, and we're just going to make some little dots right around our center dot. Just try and space them as evenly as you can. I always think that I'll be able to count the exact number of dots that I'll need, but it never works out that way because some dots are bigger and some dots are smaller. If you notice that your dots are starting to get a lot bigger, you might just have to clean your tool off more often in between dots because it can get kicked up on the instrument and make your dots all kinds of crazy sizes. Well, I would love to know where everybody is from that's watching. I am in Southeast Louisiana. We're finally, I think, starting to have some fall. It was a little chilly this morning, kind of dreary, felt very fallish outside. It was nice. All right, so now we're going to go in with the gingham blue, and I'm going to go up to a 1.5 dotting tool, and I'm just going to go back around, kind of dotting in between that first row of dots that we did. Again, trying to keep my spacing and the size about the same all the way around. Cannot believe that it's almost November. My mind is blown. I feel like this year went by so fast. When do y'all start decorating for Christmas? I'm trying to decide. Usually I wait until the day after Thanksgiving, but I might wait to get my tree at least until then, but I might start putting out some other stuff a little bit sooner. I like to let each holiday have their time, but everything goes by so fast. It's almost like you want to put it up sooner so you can enjoy it longer. All right, so we have our center dot and our 2 rows of dots. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to place the crystals on here just so that I know spacing and all that. And what I'm going to use is this Gorilla mounting putty. I got it at Walmart. I'm sure you can get it anywhere. I'll put a link for Amazon and Walmart in the description. Always check your prices because it's not always cheaper on Amazon. Always remember to close up your paint too. I'm horrible about that. I forget all the time. All right, so I'm just going to take just a little bit of this putty and stick it on the back here. All right, and so that since this is a 6 segment, what you're going to do is like every other. So I'm just going to kind of, you want to make sure look, no harm, no foul. Whew. It's the thing about live recording. No edits. Just go for it. That's all right. No worries. Can't even tell. So just hang on to it. Be careful, but you want to line it up with the center here. I'm just going to put it down. Make sure everything is lined up. I'm going to put it right there so it lines up with that bottom of that line that we just did. And then we're going to skip one. And just keep going around here. I thought these would be pretty because they'll kind of pick up whatever color you're using. You don't need a lot of this stuff, but so what else is going on with y'all? I have a big craft show coming up this weekend. I'm excited about that. New Song Church here in Prairieville, Louisiana. If anybody Local is watching. I'd love to see you. November 1st, 2 to 5 at New Song Church. Come check me out. Come check out all the wonderful vendors that'll be there. All kinds of stuff. Great activities for kids. They'll have food trucks, inflatables, kinds of fun stuff. All right, so we've got all those on there. Look how sparkly they are. They're so pretty. All right, so I want to go in with my number 2 stylus and my, let's do this Tuscan red. So I'm going to go around and I'm just going to put one big dot right here at the end of my crystals, and then we'll do some walking the dots all the way up and around. All right, wipe off my tool, and then I'm just going to flip it around, and I'm going to use the other end, 1.5. Go back into the paint and get as close as you can to that crystal without touching it. We're just going to walk our dots up and around. Well, I'm going to talk about the book that I just read anyways, just because I don't want to have nothing to talk about. So I just finished the Pumpkin Spice Cafe book. Super, super cute, great fall Halloween read. Romance. It's about a girl. I won't give all the details away because I don't want to spoil anything. About a girl who, her aunt owns a cute little coffee shop in a place called Dream Harbor. I mean, come on, how cute of a name is that? And so the niece comes and takes over the business from her aunt, and some crazy things start happening around the cafe. She's kind of freaked out about it. She doesn't know what's going on. She's kind of on edge. And the first time it happens, it ends up being the produce delivery guy who's just dropping off some pumpkins or whatever. And so they kind of, you know, end up liking each other, but the guy, the MMC in this book, was burned by a previous girlfriend, and so he's kind of scared to start dating anybody again. And being a small town, everybody tends to gossip, and he just doesn't want to get stuck in the middle of all that. So they kind of start seeing each other behind the scenes, but it just seems like things keep getting sabotaged and they can't get it together. And there's still some freaky stuff going around the cafe, and she doesn't know what to do. She tries to stake out to see if she can catch somebody, and that doesn't really work. So they get closer together, you know, start hanging out a little bit more, but he's just so insecure about his past relationship and is afraid that this new girl is going to leave, and so he doesn't want to get too close to her. But it's a super cute book. Y'all should read it. A couple more days. I mean, it's still a good, doesn't have to be a Halloween book. It could be a fall book. So really good for November. I think y'all would like it. It's got a good ending. I won't give it away. But check it out. Tell me what you think. All right, so now we're going to do some brush strokes. So I am going to go in with my Jerry Q 0 paintbrush, and I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the light buttermilk to start with. We're going to just get some paint on the brush, and we are going to start at the top and come down so it makes like a really pretty petal design. Push down as you come around, start to lift up, and then you get your nice little point. Same thing on the other side. Push down, come around, start to pick up the brush, push down, come around, pick up the brush. We're just going to do that all the way around. These little ornaments would make great Christmas gifts, or they would look absolutely stunning on your Christmas tree. Everything's gotten so commercialized. I bet you have some family members that would love to get a hand-painted ornament that you made for them. It's just something special about handmade stuff. I mean, it's made with a lot of love and care. Not just something that you ran into the store at the last minute and purchased. I figure I'm going to try and do more handmade gifts for people this year. Money's so tight for everybody. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to do another set of the crystals right here. So let's see. Kind of just put these on here and see what we think. Get lots of sparkle. I like it. What you think? I think it's pretty. All right. Once again, always remember to close your paint, because this stuff will dry out pretty quick. All right. Let's see if I can not dump this in wet paint again. So just kind of go around, line up with that center line as best you can. I don't think there's anything wrong with a red, white, and blue Christmas ornament. I'm sure there are tons of people that do their whole tree in red, white, and blue. I think that'd be really pretty, actually. So I think what we'll go with next is I'm going to use that Prussian blue. And we're just going to kind of bring it up in between those two white brush strokes. Just take your time doing it. Use like a thin brush. I'm going to use this 5/0. It's just a little bit longer and thinner, and I can get up in there better. All right, last crystal. All right, so we're going to go in, Prussian blue, 5/0 brush, wet your brush, dry it really well. And we're just going to go in. So you're going to, once again, hug it as close as you can, up and around. Kind of come to a point up there like that. Up and around. We're just going to keep doing that. Go around. Take your time. And look, this is all for fun. We're just having a good time. Don't stress it. If your brush strokes aren't perfect, it does not matter. We get so hung up on perfection. It's okay to not be perfect, because I can promise you, there ain't a soul out there that is. And if they say they are lying to you. Because nobody can be perfect all of the time. See, I didn't have a whole lot of space right there. Sometimes you gotta just make it fit. All right, last brush stroke here. All right, here we go. See how I said it's kind of hard to see it, and when it dries it really gets a little bit darker. So what I'll probably do is do like a little accent with that champagne gold on top of that blue, just so you can kind of see it. Alright, now let's go in with this crimson color. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the first part of it because I don't butcher it. Alright, so we'll go back in with the same brush. And I'm going to go just a little bit higher from where I started the blue. And it's okay if you go over the blue paint here, closer towards the top. Have y'all started Christmas shopping yet? I have one gift so far. I'm usually so much more ahead of the game than I am right now, but can't get my act together. So I have one gift, and I've had it for months. My husband is an amazing chef, and so every year I try to get him a cool cookbook or something. And so I was watching a program a couple months ago and came across Paula Deen's cookbook, I don't know, is it My Two Sons or something like that. And so I was able to find a cookbook on eBay and ordered it for him. Probably not the healthiest cookbook, but I bet it'll be tasty. So my kids are supposed to be putting their lists together of what they want. So that helps out. You don't have to guess. All right, coming along. Pretty, pretty. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go in with this gingham blue. And I'm gonna kind of start down here where this little line is right there. I'm just gonna kind of push down, come up. I'm not going to go all the way up just because I'm not going to have enough room. The only thing about these ornaments, though, is that they are so slippery. It's kind of hard to hang on to. Look, you can do these any color you want. You don't have to use these colors. These are just the colors that I happen to have already out because I was using them on another project. But I mean, the world is your oyster. Use whatever color you'd like to use. What I might do is I might go back in these little areas where I've kind of went over the red a little bit more than I wanted to. I might just touch that up a little bit. What do we think? Yay, nay? I think what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna go back in with this champagne gold and just grab a smaller brush. I'll use this 10/0. Kind of just go in here and gonna kind of just do some little accents here. Just something to kind of fill in the space. Give it a little more sparkle. Because who doesn't love sparkle? But yeah, if y'all are interested in doing like a talk about a book thing, you know, we could kind of do it where we broke it down and read a couple chapters and then talked about it and read a couple more and talked about it, and then we can really discuss everything at the end when the book is over. That'd be just something fun to do. All right, I think I might do this. I'm gonna go back with this champagne gold. I'm gonna put just some little accents here up here on this light buttermilk brush stroke. Just to add a little something something. And so what I'll do is after everything dries, obviously drop some water on there or something. Well, we'll go back to that one. After it dries, I'll wipe off all the guide marks, take the crystals off, and then I'll spray it with that Krylon glaze that I have a link for also. Cheapest place to get that is Walmart. It's like $7 a can. Just gives such a pretty shine and finish. And then you'll go back and you'll glue your crystals back on. Let's see here. Not quite sure how that got wet, obviously. I dripped something on there. There. And let's take this puffy paint, metallic gold. Always check your paint so you don't get a big air bubble. And I'm just going to go right here in between each of these. Kind of fill in this little space right here. And I'm going to go back and fix those little areas that I don't like. So I'm just going to get a little skinny brush again. And this crimson color. And just these little spots right here where I kind of went over with the blue. And look, if it doesn't bother you, just leave it. All right, there we go. Look, good as new. And look, you also too, you don't have to use this color crystal. You can use any color crystal that you want. I would have liked to have used red, but I did not have any red. So, I think it's pretty. Something quick and easy. And like I said, after everything dries, I'll probably go back in and do a little accent on these blue. Let's see. It might be dry enough. Do as I say, not as I do. Always wait until your paint's dry before you go back with your accents. But I want to show you how it looks, and most of them are dry. Just a tiny little bit. To make those pop just a little, just because that color is so dark. But I will have all the links to everything down in the description. I hope you all enjoyed painting with me today. I enjoyed being here with you. Can't wait to do it again soon. With Christmas coming up, we might do more ornaments, more gift ideas. You can follow me on Facebook at Bayou Mandala. That way you'll know when I'll be at different shows, new things that I've got going on. Also trying to get my Etsy site up and running again, so a lot of these items will be for purchase through my Etsy site. But until then, please like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, all those good things. You'll be notified when I have a new video for y'all to watch. I enjoy doing this with you, and I look forward to the next time. Hope y'all have an amazing day. Thank you.